Good morning, students. This will be the second session on the chapter Directing, and in this session I'm going to take up the first element or component of directing, which is supervision. I'm going to explain the concept of supervision in this particular session. So you continue with the topic list. Next topic, I think it will be point number 5. In the topic list, write point number 5 and give the heading supervision. Point number 5, give the heading supervision. Give a colon, underline it. Supervision, colon, underline it. Below it, point number A, subtopic, point number A. Under supervision, point number A. Meaning or definition of supervision. Meaning or definition of supervision. See the page numbers of your textbook and write down the page numbers beside the topic. So open the bracket from meaning of supervision and underline. Open the bracket from meaning of supervision and underline it. It says that the word supervision consists of two parts. Number A, super, and number B, vision. So the word supervision consists of two parts, super and vision. Super means over and above. Vision means seeing things or looking over people or viewing mental images. So super means over and above, and vision means seeing things or looking over people. So therefore supervision means that what subordinates or employees are doing from above. Okay, so that is supervision. What subordinates are doing, how they are performing their job. So looking into that, looking into how employees and subordinates are doing their daily work, executing their daily responsibilities from above, that is what supervision is. And the supervision is an element of directing, and therefore it is a managerial function. So super means over and above, and vision means seeing things or looking over people or viewing mental images. The supervision may be defined as overseeing people at work from above by a superior. Please underline this sentence. The supervision may be defined as overseeing people at work from above by a superior. Underline this sentence, all of you. The supervision may be defined as overseeing people at work from above by a superior. The term supervision is normally used in management to mean overseeing employees at work to ensure that they are working in the desired manner. The supervision is required to be done by the managers in an organization on a regular basis to oversee their employees at work to ensure that the subordinates and the employees are executing their work and responsibilities in the desired manner. The person who supervises the workers is called a supervisor. The person who supervises the workers is called a supervisor. He may also be designated as foreman, overseer, superintendent, section officer, section in charge, or gang chief. Close the bracket. Different organizations name the supervisor in different ways. So a supervisor may also be designated as a foreman, an overseer, superintendent, section officer, section in charge, or a gang chief. Close the bracket after this. So this is the meaning of or definition of supervision. Now next subtopic under supervision, point number B. Please write down functions of a supervisor. Functions of a supervisor. Point number B under supervision, functions of a supervisor. Please see the page numbers of your textbook and write down the page numbers beside the topic. Mark this topic very important. Prepare this topic as a long question. Mark this topic very important. So open the bracket from the heading functions of a supervisor and underline it. Open the bracket from the heading functions of a supervisor and underline it. The various functions of a supervisor are given below. Number 1, scheduling the work. Please underline. Point headings must be memorized. A supervisor, he prepares the work schedules of each and every subordinate under him on a regular basis, on a daily basis. He plans out and prepares the work schedule of each and every employee or subordinate under him on a day-to-day basis. And each subordinate working under the guidance of that supervisor must do their work following that particular work schedule prepared by the supervisor. So, scheduling the work. The supervisor prepares the schedule of activities of his subordinates to ensure a steady and even flow of work. Scheduling involves, what does scheduling of work involve? It involves laying down the time for different activities as well as the total time in which the work is to be completed. So, scheduling the work not only means that writing down in point form that which specific jobs are to be performed by each and every subordinate under him, but it is a time bound thing as well. The supervisor also mentions the time within which the subordinate needs to complete each and every activity. So, scheduling involves laying down the time for different activities as well as the total time in which the work is to be completed. The objective of scheduling is to ensure that each activity is performed or completed at the right time. So, the main objective of scheduling is to ensure that all employees, all subordinates working under the supervisor, they have got fair amount of work to be done on a regular basis, and it also ensures that each activity is performed by the subordinates and it is completed at the right time. Number 2, issuing orders and instructions. Another function of a supervisor is to issue orders and instructions to the subordinates under him whenever required and at the right time. The supervisor issues orders and instructions for the execution of work, how the work is to be done, what sort of work is to be done. In order to let the subordinates know of all these things, the supervisor has to give instructions and orders from time to time to his subordinates. So the supervisor issues orders and instructions for the execution of work. The purpose of an order is to initiate, modify or halt any action on the part of subordinates. An order can be given by a supervisor for different purposes, for different reasons. An order can be given to start a particular activity, to initiate a particular activity. An order can be given to modify, to alter, to bring about certain changes in a particular type of work, in the method of executing a particular type of work. If any modification is required, that can also be given with the help of an order. Or halt any action. If the supervisor feels that this particular work has to be stopped immediately, he can also issue orders to his subordinates. So the purpose of an order is to initiate, modify or halt any action on the part of the subordinates. Instructions tell workers. So that was the objective of giving orders. Now what are instructions? Instructions tell workers how the work is to be done. It is through the instructions supervisors make the subordinates understand that how this particular work is to be done, executed step by step. Step by step instructions are given by the superior regarding the way the work is to be performed. So instructions tell workers how the work is to be done. The supervisor is often entrusted with the task of orientation of new workers and providing on-the-job training to them. Most of the times the supervisor is given the responsibility of conducting the orientation program for the newcomers, for the new workers and new employees, and provide the necessary job training to them. A supervisor sets the work into motion and follows it through various stages until it is completed. Number 3, he guides the subordinates. Guiding subordinates, please underline. Another important function of a supervisor is to guide the subordinates. Set an example before him. If a subordinate gets stuck in doing a particular part of the job, the supervisor will come and try to help him out. He will give him advices, suggestions. If required, he will show him physically that how that particular step of the work is to be done. So all these things fall under guidance. So supervisor provides the necessary guidance, help, suggestions, advices to his subordinates as and when required. It is the primary function of a supervisor to guide and advise his subordinates so that the subordinates work correctly, they are on the right track. He explains the plans and policies of the management to the workers. Please underline this sentence. It is the supervisor who takes the responsibility of explaining the plans and policies laid down by the top management to the workers in a very simple and lucid manner. Okay, so he explains the plans and policies of the management to the workers. He also solves their problems relating to technical aspects of work, working conditions, materials and tools, and interpersonal relations. The supervisor stays very close to his subordinates, and through the process of guidance, he tries to solve all sorts of problems which the subordinates are facing. Problems related to technical aspects of the work, problems related to certain working conditions, certain materials and tools, etc., etc. Whatever problems are being faced by the superiors, by the subordinates, they are addressed to the superior first, and the superior and the supervisor tries to solve these problems to the best of his ability. So he also solves the problems of the subordinates relating to technical aspects of work, working conditions, materials and tools, and interpersonal relations between them. Motivating workers. Supervisor also motivates the workers whenever he sees that the shoulders of the workers are dropping, the subordinates are not working with the same efficiency level and with the same energy level, with the same degree of diligence as they should. At that point in time, the supervisor steps in and encourages them, inspires them, motivates them to lift their morale, to lift their efficiency level. So inspiring subordinates towards better work performance is another important function of a supervisor. The supervisor creates enthusiasm and team spirit among them through proper financial and non-financial incentives. If required, the supervisor tries to motivate the subordinates by giving some of them monetary incentives if it is within his reach, within his power. Some non-monetary incentives can also be given, okay, such as appreciation and recognition of work done, etc. Maintaining discipline, another very important function of a supervisor. He has to maintain discipline. He has to control his subordinates properly, make them disciplined, and see that everyone working under him works in a very disciplined and professional manner in the organization. So the supervisor enforces the rules and regulations among the subordinates. It is through the supervisor the rules and regulations of the organization are enforced and implemented. He ensures that workers follow the prescribed rules and work procedures while doing their jobs. Handling grievances. Underline. If a subordinate or a worker under a supervisor has faced a particular problem, he has a complaint to make, he has certain grievances which he wants to address. So such grievances can be addressed to the supervisor, and the supervisor will try his best, to the best of his ability, to address that particular grievance as quickly as possible, to settle that issue as quickly as possible. The supervisor listens to the grievances and complaints of the workers and takes all possible steps to remove them, to solve them. He communicates the grievances and suggestions of workers to the higher authorities. If required, the supervisor can also forward the suggestions and grievances of the workers to the higher authorities. He also recommends the transfer, promotion, and dismissal of workers. From time to time, the supervisor sends reports. He sends reports at regular intervals to his higher authority regarding, which states that which particular worker has worked efficiently and deserves a promotion, or which particular worker really needs a transfer because of certain problems, or even as a measure of punishment, he can also recommend a name of a worker for permanent dismissal. So he also recommends the transfer, promotion, and dismissal of workers. The supervisor makes suggestions to higher authorities for improving working conditions. Number 7, monitoring performance. Underline point number 7, monitoring performance. Overseeing the performance of the subordinates from above, from the top. So that is monitoring performance. Just to see from the top that whether all the subordinates working under him are doing the job in the right manner or not. The supervisor checks on the work methods in use and progress of work against the planned schedule. He records actual performance at regular intervals to ensure quantity and quality of work. He records how much of work has been actually completed on a regular basis and what is the quality and quantity of the output. That is also measured and recorded by the supervisor. He records the actual performance at regular intervals to ensure quantity and quality of work. Continuous monitoring is done to ensure that plans and time schedules are adhered to. He has to continuously monitor the performance, the activities of his subordinates to ensure that the work allotted to them, assigned to them, gets completed in the right manner within the time schedule and according to the plans. The supervisor ensures performance according to the targets. Ensuring safety. Please underline point number 8, ensuring safety. So supervisor is a very responsible person. He has to shoulder all these responsibilities and perform all these many functions. The supervisor ensures that workers use safety devices whenever required. He is responsible to see, now he should take the responsibility to see that all required safety devices are installed at the right places so that they can be used whenever required. He also takes the responsibility of educating, giving training, safety training to the subordinates working under him so that all employees under him know how to use the safety devices at the right time. So these are all the responsibilities of the supervisor. He goes on regular inspection to ensure that all machines and equipment are in proper condition. It should be equipment, not equipments. So a supervisor goes on regular inspection in the factory or in the workplace to ensure that all the machines and equipment are in proper condition. So whether the maintenance of these machines and equipment are being done properly or not, whether they are in perfect workable condition or not, that is checked by the supervisor at regular intervals. He also makes arrangements to detect and remove all types of hazards and minimize industrial accidents. Reporting or feedback. It is the underline reporting or feedback. Number 9, the supervisor prepares reports at regular intervals, and through that report he sends the feedback about the way the work is being done under him by his employees, by his subordinates to the higher authorities. So he monitors, he oversees, he supervises the activities of his subordinates on a regular basis. He makes a record of them and he sends a feedback to his higher authority, reporting to the higher authority that how the employees under him are working, what amount of work has been done, how much of output has been produced, what has been the nature or quality of work. All these things are recorded by him in much detail and sent by him as a feedback, detailed feedback to the higher authority. So the supervisor prepares and submits reports to the higher authorities. These reports relate to the progress of work, how much of work has been done, that is conveyed through this feedback. These reports relate to progress of work, fulfillment of targets, performance of the work group, etc. So all these things are stated in these reports. Progress of work, fulfillment of targets, performance of the work groups, etc. Regular reports on performance may also be used as a feedback to inspire workers for hard work. The supervisor keeps records of output, attendance, etc. of each worker. He supplies the necessary information on output, cost, etc. to the top management. Thus, paperwork also is an important function of a supervisor. Close the bracket after point number 9. Close the bracket after point number 9 after point number 10 is not required. Close the bracket after point number 9, number 10 is not required. So these are the important functions performed by a supervisor of a commercial organization. Mark this topic very important and learn it well. Prepare it as a long question. Then the next topic under supervision, I think it will be number C, subtopic number C. Under supervision, please write down differences between directing and supervision. Differences between directing and supervision. Within brackets, write notes. Differences between directing and supervision. Within brackets, write notes. Draw a line at the middle. Next line, you draw a line at the middle. On the left, write down directing, and on the right, supervision. Underline them. On your left, directing, and on the right side of the page, supervision. Underline them. Point number 1 under directing. We are going to now enumerate the points of difference between directing and supervision. Under directing, point number 1, you write down, it is wider in sense than supervision. It is wider in sense than supervision. Semicolon. Besides supervision, after semicolon write, besides supervision, comma, directing also includes, besides supervision, comma, directing also includes motivation, comma, leadership and communication. Motivation, comma, leadership and communication. Full stop. Under supervision, write point number 1. It is one of the elements of directing. It is one of the elements of directing. And has a narrow scope. It is one of the elements of directing and has a narrow scope in comparison to directing. In comparison to directing. Full stop. Leave one line. Point number 2 under directing, point number 2. Directing is important or write in this way, directing is an important function. Directing is an important function for all levels of management in an organization. Full stop. I repeat, point number 2 under directing. Directing is an important function for all levels of management in an organization. Under supervision, write point number 2. Supervision is an important activity. Supervision is an important activity mainly at the operating level of management. Operating level, after that write lower level. Supervision is an important activity mainly at the operating level, within brackets lower level, close the bracket and write of management. Full stop. Next line, point number 3 under directing, point number 3. The function of directing can be executed. The function of directing can be executed without maintaining a face-to-face contact, without maintaining a face-to-face contact with the subordinates, full stop. Under supervision, point number 3, the function of supervision, always involves a face-to-face contact, face-to-face hyphenated word. The function of supervision always involves a face-to-face contact between a supervisor and the subordinates, between a supervisor and his subordinates, between a supervisor and his subordinates, full stop. So please learn only these 3 points of difference between directing and supervision. So the first element, discussion on the first element of directing supervision is complete. In my next session, I'm going to take up the next element of supervision, which is next element of directing, which is motivation. Till then, goodbye.